Up and at 'em, thoroughbreds. Can you believe it's only the first day of school? I feel like I've watched my life flash before my eyes. Or was it Aurelia's life? Now I know we're all dying to see how her little tete-a-tete with Poppy plays out, but we're not here to dish on the cat fight of the century. Alpha House's annual Welcome Week bash is tonight, and I hear they've got a little surprise in store. Here's a hint, it's got more jiggle than a 90s rap video. Do me proud and stay wild, darlings. Kisses, the tea. Dun 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 dun. Welcome back to Queen Bee. Let's go see Aurelia kick some ass, huh? So, Ina is Professor Kingsley, your anthro professor, who you totally made out with in a speakeasy last night. No biggie, no biggie, no deal. Aurelia. Is this actually my life right now? Ina clears her throat and pastes on a professional smile. If you're in my behavioural science and practice course, then yes, welcome to Belvoir, Aurelia. And with that, she breezes on by for the podium up front, leaving a whiff of her perfume behind. Chloe laughs under her breath. Don't get too thirsty, Riverdale. Just because Professor Kingsley knows your name doesn't mean she's interested. Inferiority complex much, Chloe? She didn't even look at you. Chloe's smile twitches. She takes your hand, fingernail stabbing into your palm. Take a seat with me, new bestie. You can read the syllabus off my computer, since yours is covered in coffee. You are so sweet, but if you need help in class, you can just say so. Look at you, already obsessed with me. I knew it would happen, but Poppy's going to be so mad when she finds out you're already looking for reasons to spend time with me. I'm not. You can't. Ina clears her throat, and you and Chloe sit down, glaring daggers at each other. You shove your coffee-soaked laptop beneath your seat. Good morning, class. I've emailed you all the syllabus. Jot down those deadlines now. I won't accept late work unless your dog really ate it. There are a few good-natured laughs. Zoe was right. She is a fun professor. You rest your cheek against your palm and watch her talk. And our final exam will be part multiple choice, part short answer, and part essay. You guys still with me? I should say, yes, Professor. Yes, Professor. I hear you crystal clear. You have such a nice voice, Professor Kingsley. I could listen to you talk all day. Ina's gaze snaps to you, drawn by your come-hither voice. Her eyes widen, and you see about 1,000,000 emotions clashing on her face. But then she just breezes on past you, addressing the class like she didn't say anything. I know it sounds like a lot, but I'll schedule up some group review sessions in the weeks leading up to the final, so don't worry, we're all in it together. What? What the hell was that? Now, let's refresh. Who can remind the class what moral relativism is? It looks like you have a few thoughts you can share with us, Chloe. Chloe glances up from her phone and bats her eyelashes. Sorry, Professor. I was just confirming a super important order from Dolce & Gabbana. You were saying? I should steal the spotlight, mess with Chloe, be quiet and mind my business, mess with Chloe. She was asking what you were ordering. Oh, it's nothing, just the limited edition Fields of Jade perfume. It's in a pure jade bottle with crushed diamond essence. How excessive. I fail to see what that has to do with moral relativism, though. Chloe turns bright red as the class laughs at her. You mentally brush off your own shoulders. You haven't won yet, Riverdale. Professor, I heard that you just published a paper entitled Behaviors of the Wealthy Young Elite. I'd love to hear more about it. Wow, suck up much? Ina smiles patiently at Chloe's pathetic attempt at flirting and responds in a devastatingly neutral tone. I appreciate the interest, Chloe. You can find the paper on Belvoir's online database. Go ahead and give it a read after class. Lame. Chloe huffs and crosses her arms. You try to send Ina a grin, but she doesn't even spare you a glance. Oh, come on. Talk about a total 180 from last night. By the time class ends, Ina has still barely looked at you. Chloe struts out of the classroom, but you stay put until everyone else has left. Looks like we'll meet again, Ina. She glances up as you approach her desk, but then returns her attention to packing up her briefcase. So we do. I don't think either of us could have foreseen these circumstances. Brr. Her voice is so cold you feel a chill, but you won't want to be deterred that easily. Crazy, right? It's like something out of a rom-com. She hums non-committally, but then swallows as you take a seat on her desk. Aha! So she is affected by you. So, did you miss me? You look hot in glasses. Now you know my name. You look hot in glasses. They really bring out your eyes, but then again, I think you look just as cute without them. You pluck her glasses off her nose, watching her cheeks turn pink, but she wrestles her voice into indifference. I don't think there's much of a difference. Oh, there is. One screams dangerously attractive woman in a bar who'll sweep you off your feet. You delicately put her glasses back on, brushing your fingers through her hair and over the tips of her ears as you do. A muscle twitches in her jaw as she fights to stay still. She avoids your eyes as though her life depends on it. And the other screams, sexy professor who'll take you back to her office, bend you over her desk, and... She jerks away from you and sucks in a breath, clenching her fingers like it's all she can do to not touch you. Aurelia, please, don't say such ridiculous things. Ridiculous or incredibly appealing? She takes an abrupt step back from you. Aurelia, I need you to understand, last night was a moment of poor judgment. I got carried away. What's the problem, Professor? I think you enjoyed yourself as much as I did. The problem is that I was incautious. You seemed so different from the students here that I never imagined. She shakes her head, running a hand through her hair in frustration. No, I shouldn't justify what I did. I'm your teacher, you're my student. What happened last night goes against everything I believe in. Enjoying each other's company is no crime, Professor. We were both consenting adults, and I would consent to a lot more with you. Her expression shutters off, and you sense a wall around her that wasn't there last night. Aurelia, I'm serious. I'm asking you to forget all of that. Please, I need to get back to my paper. You look at the papers strewn across her desk. Ina's notes sneak a peek. A familiar name draws your eye to the nearest page. tactics of one Poppy Min Sinclair. Ina swiftly gathers up the papers, obscuring Poppy's name. These are just field notes for my next paper on power dynamics at exclusive private colleges. Field notes, huh? What could you be writing about one Poppy Min Sinclair in those field notes? Purely academic observations about how the top-ranked students on campus maintain their social positions. How fascinating. You know, I may not be at the top of the rankings, but I'd love to hear your analysis of me, Professor. Your fingertips brush over hers on top of her notes. She draws in a sharp breath and quickly pulls her hand back. I'm not sure this is completely appropriate. Well, at the very least, I'd love to hear more about your research. This is my first cultural anthropology class. I think it'll help to know the kinds of things you notice in people to apply to my own studies. She hesitates, tension rolling off her, the desire to be close to you and to run far away. You know that if you just ask, she'll give in. Tell me, pretty please. Oh, look, she's happy. Cute. I shouldn't, but it seems I have a weakness for you, Aurelia. She says it under her breath, so quietly you almost miss it, and you think you were supposed to. I appreciate it, Professor. I'm sure I won't take up too much of your time. You take a seat and pull out the chair beside you, but Ina pulls around another chair and sits directly across from you. She watches you with her eyebrows pulled together, like something is troubling her. Aurelia, you said in the speakeasy that you had a run-in with an elitist. You wouldn't have been speaking about Poppy, would you? Thanks for the reminder, Miss Buzzkill. You should be careful when it comes to her. Anna, are you worried about me? God, I know she's evil. Are you worried about me? I'm making a statement related to my anthropological research. Oh, really? So then what's that be careful about? It sounds like you're a little worried to me. She lifts her eyebrows. I think you made it abundantly clear yesterday that you're capable of taking care of yourself. Glad you've been paying such close attention. You see a spark of warmth in her eyes, but she quickly runs a hand over her face, obscuring it from sight. I'm guessing you haven't seen this. It left me a touch concerned. She pulls out a printout of a pictogram post. You printed this? What is it? 1999? She nods toward the picture. The person's username is Queen Bee, and the photo is of Poppy's manicured hand wrapped around a pig plushie's throat. You read the caption aloud. Little Miss Riverdale better watch her back. Oh, yikes. Poppy is, well, there's no nice way to say this, vicious, ruthless, manipulative, and extremely narcissistic. Are you allowed to say that about a student? It's not malicious, merely an observation. And she's no longer in my classes, thank God. She was very tiring. Let's leave it at that. She pulls out 3 more printouts from Poppy's gram. They're selfies of Queen Bee herself, along with a few of her minions. These are her inner circle. She gave these students power, but I believe they're also the reason she stays at the top. You peek at the selfies, curious to know more. Carter Jackson. Wow. Carter Jackson is Poppy's boyfriend and captain of the football team, a real golden boy type, if you will, but she keeps him in check. So that he doesn't outrank her. Exactly. Carter has his own circle, and he's well liked by students and faculty. He was popular before he dated Poppy, which makes her look even better for snagging the school's most beloved jock. He's the trophy boyfriend, whose worth isn't just determined by Poppy. He has admirers and friends all of his own. That makes him something of a wild card. He seems to genuinely care about Poppy, but from what I've seen of him in class, he's a lot happier when she isn't around to cut him down. Veronica Lombardi. Ugh, she is lush. Veronica Lombardi is a famous beauty influencer. Poppy gets a huge status boost from walking around campus with Veronica beside her. Like Matthias, she also gets free exposure on Veronica's social media, which is especially important since Veronica has 500,000 more followers than Poppy. Veronica's fame doesn't rely on Poppy at all. Wow, so then why does Veronica stick around? Because there aren't any drawbacks. Poppy wants to keep her for the status symbol, so Veronica gets invited to a few more parties. In a sense, Veronica has the upper hand. Poppy's careful not to give her a reason to turn on her, so Veronica's life at Belvoir is easy. Close St. James. I had Chloe in my class her freshman year as well. She was very timid, if you can believe it. Now. Yes, and then Poppy took her under her wing and taught her to stand up for herself. If you can call being an absolute monster to everyone around you standing up for yourself. In any case, Poppy was Chloe's first friend at Belvoir. So then Chloe isn't just sucking up to Poppy because she's scared or desperate. They're actually friends. I believe Chloe genuinely appreciates what Poppy has done for her, and helping Poppy stay in power is her way of repaying that. I also believe Poppy is aware this makes Chloe an extremely valuable ally. Their bond is deepest of all Poppy's alliances. Wow, all this makes it sound like maybe Poppy's empire has more cracks in it than I thought. She's built a social web on so complex even she's got caught in it. Her power rests on so many moving parts. She has to move extremely carefully to keep from toppling her own house of cards. As an educator, it's frustrating seeing the way she breaks people down and builds them up to her own likeness. But as a scientist, I'll admit it's equally as fascinating. Why doesn't the faculty intervene? She can't exactly wrap you guys around her fingers like she does with the students, can she? The Min Sinclair family are alumni and huge financial supporters of the university. They built the football field this building we're sitting in now, even paid for major renovations to the faculty lounge. Unfortunately, this means the staff conveniently turn a blind eye to Poppy's antics. She can get away with almost anything. You sure know a lot about Poppy, don't you? You're into her, aren't you? Do I have competition? Aurelia. Yes, Professor? She gives you a long, hard look, full of reproach. The tension in the room is so thick you'd need a knife to cut through it. I have absolutely no idea what you were talking about. Is that code for no, Aurelia? You have absolutely no competition from Pop and Main Sinclair. Ina sighs, rubbing a hand over her face tiredly. You are very persistent, aren't you? It's one of my many charms, my southern charm. She chuckles despite herself looking absolutely helpless. That I can't deny. You glance down again at the printouts on her desk. Quick question, Professor. Is it like legal for you to be picked as stalking a student? I would never. My research has been approved by the department. I'm kidding. It's really fun to mess with you, you know. She shakes her head, letting out a tired laugh. I guess I make it too easy for you, don't I? A lock of hair falls over her face. She doesn't seem to notice. I'll brush her hair out of her eyes, ask her about Poppy's weaknesses. You reach out and brush the lock of hair aside, tucking it behind her ear. Her gaze locks on yours. Aurelia. You lay a hand against her cheek, feeling a thrill when she doesn't move away. Yes, Ina? Her jaw clenches and you see the warring emotions in her eyes. She's fighting with herself, a battle of morals versus desires. But then you hear a group of students in the hallway outside and she immediately jerks away from you. I can't, Aurelia. I meant it when I said I can't let myself do anything like this. She busies herself rounding up her papers and putting them away, but you know you both sent the sparks between you. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. You pull it out to see a text from Zoe reminding you about your lunch date. Oh, I told my friend I'd meet up with her, and I don't want to keep her waiting on your account a second time. See you next class, Professor. With a bright smile, you turn and walk back up the aisle towards the exit. You hear Ina reply weakly behind you. Yes, until then, Aurelia. You're on your way across campus to meet Zoe at Spicy's when someone calls your name. Hey, Aurelia, wait up! The guy pal walks up to you, evening out his sweatshirt strings. Guess not everything has to be a fashion icon around here. That cutback against Poppy yesterday was epic. It's all over my social feed. I've replayed it like 100 times. Carl? I know, right? Hey, I'm on your side. The way Poppy treats people is totally unfair. It's really cool that you're standing up to her. Thanks, but who the hell are you? Welcome to the winning team. It means a lot to have you in my corner. For sure. I'm Benji, by the way, your residence advisor. If you ever need anything, stop by the first room on the left in Wintry Dorms. Zoe appears, linking her arm with yours. Thanks, Benji. Aurelia will totally do that, but she can't stay and chat. She's got a lunch date with yours truly. She pulls you to a picnic table where you see a burrito bowl waiting for you, but before you can dig in, Zoe freaks out. Aurelia, you cannot talk to bottom feeders like Benji. He's ranked 263. That's social suicide. Wait, what? But he's nice. Did anyone say me? He said he's on my side and everything. Shouldn't I want that? You want people that matter on your side. He's a nobody and you want to become a somebody. If you want to stand a chance against Poppy, you need to get your rep up fast, like today fast, and that's gonna take strategy. Lucky for you, Alpha has his welcome week bashes tonight. Those boys are straight up legends for throwing Belvoir's craziest parties. She motions towards a far table where a bunch of frat dudes are throwing chips into each other's mouths. Oh yeah, 10 points for the Fordster. Bro, you ate that one off the ground. I saw you. Zoe, the alphas look a little crummy, literally. Doesn't matter. They're all at the top of the student ranking, and you, my dear, are going to steal their hearts tonight. But before we get ahead of ourselves, Spill, how was class? Isn't Kingsley the greatest? About Professor Kingsley, she's a lot different than I remember. She's trying to pretend she isn't into me. Oh, were you giving her the come hither eyes? Did you accidentally drop a pen in front of her desk? Zoe, I'm about to blow your mind. The thing is, Professor Kingsley is kind of the woman who hit on me at the bar last night. No. Yeah. Aurelia? Zoe, I know. A slow smile spreads over Zoe's lips. This is perfect. Half the school wants to get with Professor Kingsley, and she wants to get with you. Zoe, can we keep it on the DL? Nothing's gonna happen between us. She's not who I'm interested in. I mean, she is, but I'm gonna flirt with Zoe too. Oh, then who's the lucky someone? Your face warms as Zoe smiles knowingly at you. It's, Zoe leans across the table and pats your cheek, making your face heat even more. You're the cutest. Okay, fine. But later we are talking about how teacher is hot for you. She ducks as you flick some rice at her. Hey, I spent good money on that burrito bowl. Now hurry and finish up because we've got some serious party prep to do. When you return to your dorm, Zoe corrals you right into your bedroom, where a shopping bag waits on the bed. So we technically aren't invited to this party. Pitfalls of being in the triple digits, but I know how to get us both in easy. A super sexy new look. You've got this game all figured out. Give them something to drool over all night, and the alphas wouldn't dream of turning you away. You change into the outfit she hands you and admire your reflection in the mirror. Wear a frat-approved look to the welcome week bash to win the alpha's favors and earn a social boost. Damn, look at that queen slay. I look hot. Zoe, where were you when I was back in Riverdale? Thank me when we're done. I have the perfect accessory to match. This varsity jacket is gonna make them lose their minds. You hold out your arm so she can slip your varsity jacket on. Slay queen. Look at all those little patches and that little bee. Sexist body ain't comfortable. All checks. Zoe, you're a visionary. You're such a babe. I can't wait to take you to your first ever Belvoir party. That night, you and Zoe arrive to a party literally in full swing, as in there are guys jumping off a swing set on the roof. Geronimo! He crashes into a pool of real, actual jello. It splatters everywhere and the crowd whoops as he lies face down in the green mess. Would you jump into a jello pool? I would. It seems fun. Is he okay? Don't know. Don't care. Drinks? Whoa, hold the phone. What are you doing here? Michael, resident idiot, runs up to you, waving his arms like he's trying to shoo you out the door. Isn't it obvious, Michael? You owe me for yesterday. I'm here to show you how we party in Riverdale. I figured you New Yorkers could stand to learn a few tricks from the rolling plains, if you're game, that is. He crosses his arms, clearly thinking very hard before he breaks into a grin. Bzz, the tea has an update. Zum, 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 zum. She's way up there. You know, I do like to say I'm majoring in party styles of the USA. Okay, you can stick around and try to impress me, Riverdale. That's when he notices your outfit. Damn, I do love a girl with school spirit, though. Is that a thoroughbred on your shirt? Sure is. Save the kudos for my stylist. She designed the look. The stylist being yours truly. And if you're lucky, I can upgrade you too. You know what? I like how you two do things. Aye, come on in, ladies. I'd offer to take your jacket, but I don't want to mess with the look, you know? Zoe leans in to whisper in your ear as Michael leads you into the backyard. What I tell you, work like a charm. Men are weak. Yo, Aurelia Hughes, an associate in the house. Poppy's jock boyfriend, Carter Jackson, comes veering towards you in the crowd. You remember his photo from Professor Kingsley's notes. First time in the house, Riverdale. You gotta hit the beer bong. It's how you show you're game to party with the alphas. Grinning, he lifts a strange torture device-looking thing with a tube on it. So what? If I don't chug a beer, I have to leave the party? I mean, we aren't the type of gentleman to throw at a well-dressed lady of a party. What Carter's saying is, we won't give you the boot or anything, but it'd still be mad disappointing if you passed on the beer bong. Right, guys? Seriously, it's like a rite of passage. You suddenly realize you're surrounded by frat boys, like fabulous chum in shark-infested waters. I think I'll give it a shot. How you for Tobias? Give it a shot. When in Rome, right? Give me that hose. Yes! Louise, get the camera ready! The frat bros get you set up, and before you know it, beer's coming through the hose. Fast. You chug like you've never chugged before. Hell yeah, she's really going for it. Who is this girl? Aurelia Hughes, party animal and all-around boss. Remember her name. A cheer goes up as you gulp down the last of the beer and throw the tube aside. Wow! After filling your red cups at the keg, you and Zoe wander to the other side of the party, where a familiar voice calls out to you. Hey, it's the Nobe. You game for some flip cup? I gotta knock Louise down a peg. Give it up for it. There's not a chance in hell you'll beat me, no matter what team you scrounge up. I don't know. Newbie's got some fighting spirit in her. What do you say, newbie? How'd you and your friend like to team up with me? I'm in. There's nothing I love more than making boys cry. Aurelia? Sure, I'm in. Let's kick some ass. So how do I play? Let's kick some ass. I think I can handle a couple of frat guys. Oh, you hear that, Louise? She's calling you out. You know, I can't take that line down. Me and you, Aurelia, head-to-head anchors go. You're on. The guys fill your cups to the brim with frothy beer, and Zoe steps to the table. A frat boy yells, "Go," and it's on. "Come on, Zoe, chug, chug, chug." Zoe downs the dregs of her beer and slams the cup on the table before her rival has even finished drinking. "What the hell, she's so fast." She crooks her fingers under the rim of the cup and flips it. It lands upside down and the frat boys roar. "That's right, give me your sweet, sweet tears. Looks like I'm up." Ford chugs like a champ, but he fumbles the flip, giving the other team time to catch up. A crowd of frat boys gathers round. "Give it up, Ford! Louise is the flip cup champion!" Ford lands the flip, and both teams are neck and neck. You and Louise pick up your cups at the same time. "Looks like it's down to the wire. Ready to lose, Riverdale?" "Over my dead gorgeous body." "Bottoms up." You chug, forcing the bitter liquid down your throat. You and Louise slam down your empty cup simultaneously, hooking your fingers under the edge. "I should flip." "You're still in it." "Come on, Aurelia, you got this." You set up your cup and get ready for the flip. "I should flip." Your cup flips through the air and lands perfectly. The frat boys erupt into hysterical cheers. "Oh my God, she actually did it." "Ha, she dethroned you good, Louise." "Just like I called it." "Yas, Queen." "I can't believe that just happened." The frat boys shake your hand, chanting your name. "Aurelia, Aurelia, Aurelia, Aurelia." It must be a real shock to hear a group of people calling your name who aren't carrying pitchforks, Frank and Aurelia. A hush settles over the table and you turn to see Poppy flanked by two of her mindless followers. You already know Chloe, and it looks like Veronica Lombardi has finally stepped onto the scene. I am in love. Poppy and Chloe stand with their arms folded, hips jutted to the side defiantly, but Veronica just taps away on her phone. I love her. She's perfect. Pay attention, Veronica. Oh. Veronica tucks her phone into her purse before folding her arms and mimicking their stances. You roll your eyes so hard it hurts. "I was wondering when you would show up to suck all the air out the room, Dementor." Rude. You know that's like a real thing people suffer from, right? My grandma had it. She is so dumb it hurts. Poppy cuts Chloe a sharp look as you and Zoe giggle, and Chloe clamps her lips shut. "It's nice to see you making friends, Aurelia. Louise and his brothers are certainly a step up from new money here." She waves dismissively at Zoe without taking her eyes off you. "You know, I think we really could be good friends, especially now that you've learned how to dress like someone who matters." "And why the hell would I ever want to be friends with a bully like you?" "Because I run this school, and I can make it heaven or a living, burning hell. All you have to do is ditch the dead weight, Heathers." She smirks at Zoe. "You know what, Poppy? I'll stick with the dead weight. Zoe's better than you in every way. I'll stick with the dead weight. It's always better than you in every way. Insult my friend all you want, but I'd rather be at the bottom with Zoe than at the top with you any day." "I see what you're saying, but I'd like to remind everyone that I'm a middling ranker. Middling, thank you very much." "So you even admit you're best friends with the bottom feeder? What's the appeal in that?" The appeal is how much it'll hurt your pride when us bottom feeders take your precious throne away from you. Yeah, again, definitely not a bottom feeder. You step right up to Poppy and lift yourself up to your full height. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I don't grovel, especially not for something I'd never want in a million years. Poppy growls as the frat bros laugh around you. Ooh, watch out, Pop. Kitty's got claws. I see the boys have their charity work for this semester already nailed down. Don't mistake it for kindness, Riverdale. Hold that thought. The tension between you is sliced wide open as Ford makes another dive for the jelly pool. Take two! Poppy shrieks and darts away from the spaying jello. Laughing, Carter slings an arm over her shoulders. Ah, come on, babe, it's just a little jello. Want to jump in? It'll be fun. Absolutely not. Do I look like I'm dressed for a swim in coloured sugar? I mean, is there really a right outfit for jello? At me your replies. I'm totally invested. Veronica's talking to her phone as she live streams the exchange. Carter tugs on Poppy's hand. Come on, Pop, you're always saying you want to do more stuff together. Yeah, fun stuff like you holding my shopping bags without complaining for once. Now let go, I just got a manicure. The frat bros all look crushed as Poppy starts to walk away. Man, I thought for sure the ladies would like a jello pool more than last year's pudding jacuzzi. As if no girl in her right mind would jump in that flurry mess. Hang on, Aurelia, you're cool? You want to give our jello pool a shot? I mean, I'm definitely not scared of a little jello. I've got 100,000 Veronicats waiting to see if you'll follow through on that. Veronica aims her live stream at you and everyone waits expectantly. Zoe whispers into your ear. This is the perfect chance to get revenge on Poppy and show up to the frat. Yep. I mean, of course. I don't understand, like, when they say you're going to take a diamond choice against them, but it's bad for them, they smile, and I don't understand. Why would I... She spins them around, but you're too fast. You give her a shove, and she goes flying into the pool. This is Charmeuse Silk! Her shriek is cut short as she face plants into the jello. Oopsie daisies. Poppy, no! Can't let her have all the fun. You run to the edge of the pool and leap. I should shout, Jello world, I'm queen of the universe. Suck it, Poppy. I'm queen of the universe. You splat into the jello. The boys lose their goddamn minds. Ah! 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 Yeah! This party's officially historic. Aurelia for president. That's my friend. Step aside, losers. Meanwhile, Poppy's literally malfunctioning, covered in chunks of bright green jello. There's jello in every crevice of my body. I should shove jello down her top, take a selfie with her, shove jello down her top. Actually, I think you missed a few crevices. You scoop up a handful of jello and dump it into her cleavage. Eek! You are dead. What are you gonna do? Drown me in jello? Don't tempt me. You think you're so cool, don't you, you little shh. Look out below. Stripped down to his underwear, Louise flings himself into the pool, splattering Poppy with even more jello. "Ha, nice look, Pops. The green really brings out your eyes." Poppy tips her head back and screams. "Ah! Somebody help her. She has like a jellophobia." "I'm sure that's real." Veronica points her phone right at Chloe. "Wait, can you say that again, but into the camera?" "Veronica, you stupid cow. Shut up." As Poppy starts shrieking loud enough to shatter the sound barrier, Carter pulls her out of the pool and wraps a towel around her. "Babe, I'm sorry. Look, the stains will come out. We just need to." "I'm going to kill you all." Poppy sprints out the backyard, Veronica and Chloe struggling to catch up, while Carter looks torn between staying and going. The frat boys howl with laughter. "I ain't nothing like causing a little mayhem." You pose for some pictures for the frat boys to post their timelines, and then you take a look around the pool. Zoe sits at the edge, squishing her feet through the green knot water. Nearby, Louise trudges through the jello. "I'll talk to Zoe." You push through the goo over to Zoe and lean against the side of the pool. "Are you not getting in?" "Oh, yeah, no, I'm good off that. So how does it feel being on top of the world?" You pull yourself out of the pool and plop down next to her. "I don't know about all that." "Oh, come on, Aurelia. You did all of this and totally own Poppy, BT dubs." "I guess I am pretty amazing." You smirk over at her, nudging your shoulder against hers. "Watch it. You're all goopy." "Yeah, and it's everywhere. I've never been more uncomfortable in my life." "But at least we're having fun, right?" You slide your hands down over your arms, letting the goop splatter back into the pool. You lean over to do your legs and catch Zoe watching you out of the corner of your eye, her tongue darting out to wet her lips. "What?" "Oh, nothing. You just have a little... Here, let me help." She reaches out and cups your face in her palms. Her touch is oh so gentle as she uses her thumbs to wick the jello from your cheeks. "There, perfect." "I should kiss her, flick jello at her." Still buzzing from the high of the party, you lean forward and catch her lips, and God, they're soft. Like, seriously, incredibly soft. And they taste like strawberry. Probably whatever lip scrub she's using. You seem distracted. "Sorry, it's just, you taste good." She throws her head back to laugh, and butterflies erupt in your stomach. She kisses you again, a smile against your own lips, and as her tongue parts your lips, you think this must be what heaven feels like. You taste like watermelon?" "I think that's the jello." "Ooh, pool jello." She kisses you again anyway, and you're so glad she does. You're lounging on a pool chair later when you hear a cacophony of notification buzzes and dings. Everyone takes out their phones to read the T's latest post. "Dear students of Belvoir, you don't know me, but I know one of you. Aurelia Hughes was my classmate at Riverdale State, and I know for a fact she teached her way into Belvoir. I caught her buying answers to our final exam. She made me promise not to tell, but I can't keep it a secret any longer. You deserve better, Belvoir. Thoroughbreds aren't cheats, but Aurelia is." The frat boys stare at you, stunned. "Aurelia's a cheater?" "Ew, busted." "What? I've never cheated in my life. There's no proof. I've never cheated in my life. I can't believe someone's lying about me." Your phone buzzes again, the screen lighting up with an email. Zoe reads over your shoulder, her voice going hushed in horror. Aurelia, the dean's emailing you. This is so bad. You open the email, your palm sweating. Dear Miss Hughes, it has come to our attention that there are some allegations regarding your academic performance at a previous institution. Belvoir cannot and will not act on unproven claims, but do be aware that any proof of student misconduct will result in swift expulsion. I do hope you're enjoying your first week at Belvoir University and advise you to do the thoroughbred community proud by displaying your commitment to academic success at the school. Yours sincerely, Dean Marguerite Steinhelm. Oh no, how sad, Riverdale's gonna get kicked out of school. Zoe steps out of the crowd and you don't know what's worse to look at, her or the email. Let me guess, you're behind this. Dara, so are you ready to disappear and leave us all in peace now? Chloe, you are such a bitch. You're too stupid to have done this by yourself. I know for a fact that your brain can't handle this much critical thinking. As if I got some Frenchman who totally worships me to write this. This isn't cool, Chloe. Poppy wouldn't want you to do this. Carter steps up beside you. That's right, beside you. Carter, what the hell? Do you want Poppy to dump you? Frat boys converge around you like a human shield, defending you from Chloe's negative vibes. That's so sweet. Headcanons in the future, they all have like movie weekends and they go to places together. You're taking this way too far, Chloe, and in the middle of a rager? So lame. Someone get this chick out of here. Back off, Chloe. Nobody asked for your opinion. Chloe realizes she's outnumbered and glares like she wants to burn a hole through your forehead. There will be consequences for this. You'd better stop trying to mess with the rankings, Riverdale, unless you want even more of your dirty laundry on the tea. She struts off, the frat boys booing her as she goes. You turn to Zoe. Ugh, now what? Now we've got to prove to the dean that you aren't the cheetah she thinks you are. Or else you might have to kiss Belvoir goodbye. And that's the end. Let me know what you're thinking. Do we prefer Ina, Zoe, or are we even feeling a little bit of Poppy, a little bit of the bitchy girl? Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Stay frosty, puppies.